Okay, Ajeya, we're back here at the 2010 United States Snooker Championship at the Embassy Club, Embassy Billiards in San Gabriel. And Mei has taken the first game, 1-0. Ali conceded that game, and I think that now that they've both kind of got adjusted to the fact they're playing the finals, I expect to see a little more elevated pattern of play.
Yeah, he at the break-off he wanted to be almost bang on the top cushion, and he'd want to be just behind the green, bang on the top cushion, but he fell a little short, and he's left Ali a chance.
And of course, that's not necessarily a real easy attempt.
Not really.
And if all the reds were open, he probably might not have elected to shoot that shot because he had no real danger of leaving a big opening.
Yeah, it would have depended on how confident he felt. But didn't turn out.
And of course, this is the other aspect of snooker that we hadn't, explained to people that don't have a snooker background, is that you can also score by playing defensively. And when your opponent doesn't hit the appropriate ball, and this is hence the name of the game, snooker, you're behind the opposite. In this case, he was snookered behind the black. And in snooker, you're also entitled to roll up to a ball, and as opposed to American pocket billiards, you don't have to hit a rail after contact.
That's correct.
So it makes it somewhat simpler to play safe to some degree.
That's right.
I found his mechanics. There was almost no position you could put Mei in that he didn't have the ability to handle the mechanics. Whether he's frozen on the rail, elevated with his cue stick, he's a very accurate striker.
That's right. That's he practices very hard. Like I was saying, he was a practice partner of Ding Junhui, who is a top 8 professional player.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's got his basics nailed down, and he can more focus on the game rather than the mechanics.
Yep. Now here's an interesting shot. Now he's opened the reds.
Yeah, Ali's been a little fortunate there because there was the red that was actually coming back towards the pocket, and he could have easily left that by the pocket, but fortunately stopped.
And of course, when somebody goes to play safe in an American game, the difference between being where he left the ball and being frozen against the cushion, especially in snooker because the cushions are higher.
That's right. It makes a lot of difference.
Well, it takes away 50% of the player's opportunities if you can't elevate and bound, and draw the ball. So, for the player at home, if you're playing, it's very important when you play safe to make sure you concentrate on the cue ball position, and that would be the number one priority.
Absolutely.
Now, in this case, he's got him behind, an area here, but he's left him really way off the rail where he can make a bridge very comfortably.
That's right.
Now, during the course of this event, Ajeya, did you play both of these players?
I played Ali in the final last year. I didn't actually play him this year. I lost to a player from New York called Raymond Fung, and he's a very good player. He was number 2 in the U.S. A couple of years ago, and I lost to him in a very close game. I didn't play Ali this year.
And the reason I asked that question is I was going to ask, and of course we're still at 0-0, and it looks like Ali may have a chance to score here with something in the side pocket here. But how would you compare their two styles of play?
They're both attacking with respect to their fundamental style of playing, but I think they approach the game very differently. Ali is a lot more methodical with respect to getting down on his shot and computing the angle, whereas Fei plays more out of memory and is a little more fluent than Ali, I would say.
Well, I would call that he's younger. that doesn't hurt, okay? But he's in his natural rhythm of development. And I'd gone through these phases where playing and you sort of evolve, your game evolves, and it's much more natural. Then as you get older and you have a job and you do these things, you take time off. He's still in that fluid state, and he's in a great situation down there to be able to work on his game with the support of the club owner this is what really we need in this game. You know?
Yes, absolutely. I think
And that's
there are a lot of good pool players in the United States who can be very good snooker players.
Yeah, I agree with you.
If they had the opportunity, and like you were saying, unfortunately, there are not that many tables yet in the U.S. And hopefully, we'll have more in the coming years.
I think there's great opportunity for snooker to grow rapidly in this country.
So, Alex, did you also start playing pool, and then
Yeah,
take
but-
up snooker?
Yeah, I've been playing pool for a long time. I don't know, I get bored easily. Snooker is really interesting to me. You can work on your game a lot and keep improving. I like that about it. You can do that with pool also, but it gets to a certain point. I don't know, you play everybody, you play in tournaments, kind of look for something else.
Well, one of the things, I grew up playing pool, but when I very first started playing pool, I played in a pool room that had a smaller snooker table. And the two owners of the pool room liked snooker, and they played money matches.
Was it a 5x10
It was
or
a
even
5x10. And then within a year, had moved to another club, and they had a snooker table there that was an American snooker table they put in, and we played snooker constantly because San Francisco was like a snooker mecca. I think I had mentioned to you that Cliff Thorburn had come and played there. We had a very good player, a local player named Denny Searcy that played, but we only played American versions of the game. We weren't exposed to this. And so snooker's always been part of my game. And what I noticed always was that when I was actively playing snooker, I was much more accurate playing pool. My accuracy improved. And I can't recommend it enough for American players that even if they do it once in a while to improve their accuracy.
Yes.
This is a nice break he has going, by the way. I think a term we use in snooker is break. Is that correct?
That's
And
right.
Zach, you stick with explain some of the terminology for everyone. A match or a game is a frame, correct?
Yes,
So
a frame of snooker is like a game in pool,
Okay.
and again a break is the number of points you amass, as well as breaking off is
Yeah.
when you break off at the beginning of the frame.
Okay. And he's accumulating a nice little break here. He's got 32. And now he's looking over. He looks like he wants to go play position on the black, correct?
I think it does not have the angle to come directly off the cushion, so he's trying to play some backspin to force an angle to get back on the black.
And this is what I was
And-
saying is he's very good mechanically off the rail and all these places and striking the cue. He's very accurate.
Yeah, he's finished a little hampered. He's I think he struck the ball a little harder than he had wanted to.
It certainly wasn't the position he desired. This is a great angle. We've got to look at this shot. And he hit the ball a little full there, and this is again where the nap comes into play. You almost have to play to overcut that ball to the far side of the pocket if you're going to make it. Of course, he had to deal with the position of the white also.
That's right.